Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello again, my friends. I am the Dark Librarian, and I am here to tell you tales of terror. Me and my little friend, Mr. Bones, we are here for Bizarre Brain Comics. And what we are going to terrorize you with tonight is this little tome right here. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This is the comic adaptation of the movie from 1988. Yes, Mr. Bones. Here we are. Drawn by Ernie and adapted by Sid Jacobson. Hang on to that for a minute, Mr. Bones. And this is the Elvira's first movie. After she had already achieved fame as a horror host on television. A little sip of my elixir. Yes. So, shall we go, Mr. Bones? And take a little look and have an adventure with Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Yes, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And this is a wonderful cover painting by Joe Jusko. I'll have to cover him some other time. Joe Jusko he did a lot of cover paintings, like for some of the Savage Sword of Conan for Marvel, and he did a bunch of paintings for trading cards based on Edgar Rice Burroughs characters. Some marvelous work. We'll have to take a look at that sometime too. A whole bunch of Tarzan and John Carter stuff. But this is about Elvira. You can see it's a beautiful painting. Of course, Elvira at her sexy best, and of course it is slightly stylized, just slightly pushed a little bit for humor quality, yet still relatively realistic. And Ernie Cologne does the same thing. Ernie Cologne does the same thing with the art on the interior, where it's overall realistic, but just pushed slightly for humor quality, but not to the point of being cartoonish like some of the other stuff he's done. And of course, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It was a 1988 horror comedy movie starring Cassandra Peterson, who, of course, is Elvira. And she is the horror host. And of course, Elvira is thematically descended from Vampira, a horror host from television from the 1950s, and was used in an Ed Wood movie, from what I understand. I've never seen it. Okay, and it is the film debut of the Elvira character. And of course, Elvira, as we know, she is a movie horror host played by Cassandra Peterson, and that's what she is in the comic too. And she started as Elvira on a Los Angeles TV station, KHJ-TV, Elvira's Movie Macabre, presenting B-movie horror and science fiction films with a taste, yes, just a touch of humor interspersed in her program. Sexy humor, might I add. And her popularity led to the film in 1988, and a later follow-up film in 2001, Elvira's Haunted Hills. And the TV show was revived in 2010, featuring public domain films, and she's had a lot of appearances, cameos, etc. And Cassandra Peterson now owns the character, and it's her business. And if I understand correctly, she's kind of franchising out. She's probably, I don't know her birth date, but she's probably in her 70s by now, and getting a little old for doing that character, but she was great in it. But now this comic adaptation is not Elvira's first foray into comic books either. Starting in 1986 for a time, she hosted DC Comics' House of Mystery. To heck with Cain and Abel, but I guess it was part of a storyline of, from what I understand, trying to find Cain or something like that. So it's Elvira's House of Mystery. But there she was Elvira as the horror host. And there is of course they've had other forays into comics from other publishers, and she is currently featured in a miniseries, Elvira in Horrorland, in which she's bopping on a quest, bopping through worlds populated by various horror movies. So she is a main character, not just a host. And I said this was penciled by Ernie Cullen, cover painting by Joe Jusco, and the movie adaptation was done by Sid Jacobson, and then inked by Romeo Tangle. Here we go. Start with the first page, and you can tell by the rounded corners that this is a movie being presented on television. Right at the end, help, help, help. And here we see Elvira, she's hosting, cracking jokes, and looking at her devilishly sexy best. And then a double page spread on the set. Things happening and all goofy stuff. And then she's being hauled off because now they've got to hurry up and change the set for the news program. And she has problems with the news people. She storms off. She's always having problems there. They don't treat her right. And this is supposed to be, you can see this beautiful Ernie Cullen art, like as you can really see right there. Great visual storytelling. Again, just slightly cartoonish the way Ernie Cullen does it, with a bit because he worked for so long for Harvey Comics. When he does cartoonish stuff, that Harvey Comics humor style has become a staple in his own art. And we just talked about Ernie Cullen a few weeks ago. And he passed away, what was it, 2019, I think it was. Okay, and here's she's being introduced to the new owner of the station, and this is a station that's in Manhattan, Kansas, which is where Cassandra Peterson is actually from. And he comes on to her, she swats him, because slaps him down, goes into her dressing room where her agent is, and changes out of her sexy costume into another sexy dress, which is exactly the same as the one she was wearing. But she doesn't care about being losing her job there, because she's got a Las Vegas show going to open in the near future. But now she finds out, after she's lost the job, that this hotel wants her to put up some of the money for staging the show, which she doesn't have. But she also finds out that she had an aunt who she didn't know about, who recently passed away in a place called Falwell, Massachusetts, and left her an inheritance. So she gets in a car and hustles there to this really prissy small town. And there, she draws the wrong kind of attention from these people. Of course, the young men and even the old men like seeing her, but all the prudish people, and of course they're falsely prudish. They're prudish on the outside, while they're really very demented on the inside. And she finds a place to stay, although they're not happy about it. Finds she's this other kind of sexy lady who works there, who's known for being the sexy lady. Oh, she's not happy because she's now got competition from Elvira. So some guys harass her, and this nice neighborly hunk takes care of the goons. Walks her out, walks her home to her car, and off she goes. And here now they're having meetings. The town council. No, this is the reading of the will. She comes in, finds out that she's... Oh, that's a really lovely drawing right there. And finds out that she was left the house, which is a spooky old ramshackle house of her aunt. Had a small money for some servants, and then go to some servants, and her dead aunt's brother gets nothing. Of course, along with the house goes a special cookbook, a special book of recipes. And it turns out that the brother, who is evil, wants the book, trying to find it, looking around in the house, and she's trying to find it. And then offers to buy the house, because they can't find the book. Offers to buy the house for a mere pittance of its actual value, but it is ramshackle. If it's cleaned up, it could be worth some more. Things going on in the house. A little dog, cute little dog, goes along with the house, and he doesn't like the lawyer or the brother or the real estate agent or anybody, because they're all evil, vile. And we see spooky stuff happening. Oh, it's just a dream. Elvira's having a dream. And so she wants to try to fix up the place so she can sell it. And because she is such a sexy lady, she easily gets a lot of the teenage boys in town to volunteer to help her. Yep. And so they're having an open house after trying to get people to sell it, but they put the kibosh on it. No one comes because they've got the word out there. But the dog doesn't. The one guy who is interested. One is interested. Of course, he's more interested in her. Makes a pass. Dog takes care of that. Here you are. She doesn't know what to do. She has no job, has no money, and the fellow who helped her earlier runs a little theater, but they're not only allowed to play G-rated movies, which means not much. And they get friendly here, and then he offers her. She tells him that she's got all kinds of old great movies in the trunk of her car, so she can comes up with the idea, well, we have a special midnight showing of one of these movies. I'll host it, yada, yada, yada. But no one's supposed to be allowed. Here we go. We see the cousin. I mean, the dead aunt's brother. So it's her uncle. Here's we see that he's evil. He is a sorcerer of some kind and invoking the dark powers. So no one is coming to the midnight movie. And it's because all the kids have been forbidden. They'll be kicked out of school if they associate with her at all, or go to the movie or anything like that. But she kind of talks them into coming anyway. They sneak out, come to the movie, but the bowling alley wench doesn't like Elvira, and she has snuck in and concocted a trap. Well, so after the movie, Elvira does a big finish, flash dance style. So when she's supposed to be splattered with glitter, it's actually tar, and then sprinkles feathers down on her. Oh, we're spoiling her show. Everyone laughs. The wicked old lady laughs. Then she's at home. She's scrubbing off the tar using gasoline and stuff. Decides, okay, we'll fix some supper, fix something to eat. She doesn't know what to do. She's not much of a cook, but she goes into the kitchen, looks in the family recipe book. She has discovered it because the dog hid it. And what she makes is some horrid creature comes out of it. Oh, that's not right. Doggy shows them a special place, a hidden place in the attic. Yada, yada, yada. Finds out that Elvira was put in an orphanage to protect her from the uncle. And she kind of wants to get it on with the nice guy, but it doesn't work. They're having this big potluck celebration of some kind in town. She makes some kind of concoction from the recipe book again, and it had run out of some of the ingredients and substituted, and it turns out being something good, or supposed to be good, and instead of the horrid monster thing that she thought she made by accident. But it turns everyone horny, so it's practically an orgy of old folks on the town square. So they're not happy about that. She gets thrown in jail because her uncle convinces them that she is actually a witch, and there's still a law on the books against witchcraft, and they're going to burn her. Yes, burn the witch, burn the witch. So there's the dog wanting to help her. So it says that she's got the power in that ring she's always got, and things happen. Starts a thunderstorm which douses the flames, but then that's not all, because while she was in jail, the evil uncle got the book, and now he's being transformed slowly because with the lunar eclipse, he is being transformed into this powerful demon being, and the dog is trying to help her. See, the dog is actually magical, and was a familiar, and her aunt was a witch. And spent her whole life trying to keep the book out of the hands of her evil brother, to preserve the world. And here, as you can see, he's transforming more and more. Disaster going on. He's trying to kill Elvira, and she breaks in, gets all the guns, and tries to attack him, but to no avail. So she finally gets away. He's in the house, and he smashes through. He's fully transformed into a giant demon thing. Gets the power ring from him, and because he had snatched it off of her hand, and now she's able to fight back, and he just kind of melts away, kablooey, and the house burns down. But Elvira is safe. So here she is with nothing left. She doesn't know what she's going to do. Once her Las Vegas show, she can't do her show, but then everyone in town is suddenly thankful for her, because they didn't realize they were in the throes of in the thrall of the demon himself. And then it turns out that she is that vile demon's only living heir, and she inherits all of his fortune. So now she can put on her Las Vegas show. And there she is as a Las Vegas showgirl. Da 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 da! All's happy, and there she is with the dog, and everything is wonderful for Elvira. And as we see, a beautiful photo of Elvira, and then have another very sexy back cover photo of Elvira. And now, okay, and a little bit of trivia here is that Cassandra Peterson started out as a Las Vegas showgirl before she became a horror host. And here she has her character starting out as a TV horror host, ending up as a Las Vegas showgirl. So it's kind of backwards. She drew a little bits from her own life in this movie. And this is a lot of fun. I hadn't seen it in years and recently got a copy, and my wife and I watched it. I was surprised. She loved it. She loved it. I wasn't sure whether she'd like it or not, but it was hilarious. And then I followed up because I didn't know about the second movie, and I got that too. And we just recently saw that, and we loved that one as well. So that's all for Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, for our month of Halloween. Well, always good to start it off with some humor. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Share it with other people who are Elvira fans who may not even be aware that this book exists. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment. And remember, even Elvira comics are art.